swept the leg.
What?
Nothing.
The Dragon Prince is the new animated Netflix original series from the head writer of Avatar: The Last Airbender. But does this new fantasy adventure series pale in comparison? I'll tell you in my review. Warning, there are light spoilers ahead. But first, be sure to subscribe to Universe for comic deep dives, TV breakdowns, and movie reviews. The Dragon Prince has some serious standards to live up to. From the writer of one of my favorite shows of all time, Avatar: The Last Airbender, Netflix is hoping to recreate the magic that captured fans of Nickelodeon's epic from 2005. Though there are some missteps along the way, the Dragon Prince succeeds in creating a lush, engaging new world, a mostly likable trio of new heroes, and at least for now, some interest in seeing what happens in Season 2. Sun, moon, stars, earth, sky, ocean. Long ago, the two nations lived together in harmony. Then, everything changed when the humans attacked. Only the Dragon Prince, raised by both humans and elves, could bring balance to the world. Sound familiar? The world the writers have created isn't shy in borrowing what worked from Avatar. But thankfully, the setup is unique enough to set itself apart. In this world, there are 6 primal sources of magic based on the elements. One day, a human mage discovers a 7th source of dark magic, one that drains the life from magical creatures around it to draw strength. So the elves banish humans to the west, where there is no magic to take. However, the humans fight back, eventually destroying a Dragon King, as well as its last remaining egg. This wins the battle, but divides the continent into 2 halves, starting a war between the humans and the elves. Finding themselves caught in the middle are 2 human princes, Callum and Ezran. After an attempt to kill their father goes wrong, they team up with an elven assassin, Rayla, after discovering that the humans never destroyed the dragon egg, only stole it. They realize that if they can bring the egg back to where it belongs, they can end the war before it gets out of control. Predisposed to distrust each other, the 3 of them don't have the immediate chemistry of Avatar's Aang, Sokka, and Katara, but they're given just enough time in the spotlight for us to root for them. Callum is much like Sokka in that he's unsure of his abilities and lacks confidence. He's even voiced by the same actor, Jack DeSena. He makes up for it with his empathy towards others and his protectiveness over his little brother. However, we quickly learn that Ezran doesn't always need that protection, as he's generally a step ahead of everyone thanks to his intuition. Rayla is the sarcastic and quippy elf. Rightfully so, because she's the only one with any initial competency in defending them from danger. All 3 voice actors suit their characters well, and have some great chemistry together in some of the more humorous scenes, with Rayla's authoritative Scottish dialect perfectly juxtaposing Callum's aloofness.
Justice will not be denied.
I see. Well then, you found me.
There are some genuine moments between the 3 in their early adventures, in particular on a frozen lake, but their eventual friendship does seem a tad forced, considering how few episodes they were given to adjust to this reluctant camaraderie. The world of the Dragon Prince is absolutely gorgeous. From the very first shot of a dragon soaring through the clouds, to the mountains doused in the fleeting light of sunset, nearly every frame of animation is a privilege to watch. While I could sit staring at a single frame from the show all day, the fight scenes choreographed here are equally impressive. One thing I never anticipated was that 2 characters with swords could ever compare to the agility and creativity of the element-infused duels from Avatar. Rayla is nimbler on her feet than even Aang, and with her twin blades, she can climb up surfaces, dancing around her often larger opponents. It was amazing to see how much use they got out of a fighter with just a bow and arrow, or a fighter with a grappling hook, or a big sword, or a little sword, or even just a dagger.
This isn't even my biggest sword.
As much as I enjoy the spectacle of this world and its animation, except for the random choppiness and character movement at the beginning of episode 5, what the hell happened there? The Dragon Prince is constantly reminding me that I'm watching something that wasn't made for me. I'm not the teenager I was when Avatar: The Last Airbender was released, and some of its jokes and shortcuts and storytelling fall flat because of it. It still has that great, sometimes clever, sometimes absurdist sense of humor that I loved back then.
Yesterday I had 2 eggs for breakfast and I was starving. Today I had 4 eggs and I'm stuffed. So tomorrow...
3 eggs, I get it. We don't need to talk.
But it's occasionally forced because characters break the 4th wall and talk like edgy teens using memes to make fun of their parents who just don't get it. On the other side of the issue, Ezran hardly says anything at all these first 9 episodes. One could perhaps chalk it up to him being more on the introverted side, but even when he does speak, his lines don't give us any insight into his personality or motivations. Despite being one of the 3 main characters, he feels extremely out of place and underdeveloped.
Wait, but then I'm not really doing anything.
In addition, some characters are often too overt in foreshadowing their eventual allegiances.
Callum, Ezran, come here.
Allies switching sides and plot twists can be seen coming from a mile away. It's very easy to look at a character like Callum and see which aspects of his planned character development seemingly glow with a neon "Improve Me" sign, as bright as our half bulldog, half frog bait.
Say hello to my little friend.
The Dragon Prince, if you're on the younger side or plan on watching with your kids, has started off well, but that's the thing, it barely feels like it started at all. With only 9 episodes, we've spent very little time with these characters, and while they succeeded in getting me invested, it was just barely. Just as the characters begin to effectively work together, the season ends and we're left in this uneasy middle ground between anticipating more and forgetting that it even happened. It feels less like a season 1 than it is a season 0.5. If you're curious about the Dragon Prince and want to tap into another grand animated adventure, you should. It begins more confident in its world building, tone, and themes than Avatar did, but when The Last Airbender finished its first 20 episodes, I was hooked. With the Dragon Prince, it leaves me feeling uncertain until I learn more.
How did you?
I just pressed all the stones with the jelly handprints.
What did you think of the Dragon Prince? Do you want a season 2? Let us know in the comments below. Thanks for watching.